Alright folks, welcome back. This is Soul Tracker doing Ninja Gaiden, and this is part 4 of the... I believe it'll probably be 6 parts, maybe it'll even be 5, I'm not sure, probably 6. But essentially this is part 4, so we're nearly to the end here. The last video showed Ryu arriving at a fortress of sorts, and this is basically just making his way to the fortress. I remember the jumps getting quite difficult as we go through this level here. But again, for the time, Ninja Gaiden was very advanced for storyline, as well as graphics, essentially. I mean, the graphics are really not all the best, according to nowadays, but definitely for a side-scroller, there was a lot of detail in what went into the design of a level, and Tecmo got it right for this one in particular. So that's the end of the rail area in the caverns underneath the fortress. Now we're scaling our way up. This is sort of the basement of the fortress, I'd like to call it. Pretty big basement. With boxes floating up in the middle of the air there. As you can see, there's a statue sort of grafted into the wall there. And that's supposed to be somebody in particular. I won't tell you who, because I don't want to spoil any of the story. It's not the Jakio. It's not the guy that you were looking at earlier in the cinematic, but it's somebody else. If I recall, I don't make this. No, I don't. I was gonna say I don't make that jump, but I was right. But as you could tell, I cut it just there. This is basically the end of that side-scrolling level. I just got fed up and was like, the hell with this. I'll just cut the video, start the video up again when we get to the end. Which is what I did. So you didn't really miss much. Just a few jumps in the side-scroller. But that's about it. For the sake of length of time for this video, I didn't want to waste any of your time. And here we are at the end of the basement. Moving on to the boss, the basement boss of the fortress. You'll notice when I do Ninja Gaiden Part 2 and Ninja Gaiden Part 3, these creatures will appear again. They are sort of a recurring theme in the Ninja Gaiden universe. I gotta say that this battle was quite well done. I never got hit once by these things, and I was quite impressed by it. I thought I was gonna die and I would have to cut the video and everything, but because I'm doing this post video game, so I know that I make this battle. But with one stick of energy left, it was quite impressive. Right, face to face with the Jakio. And there's that agent that met me in the jail cell. Don't give it to him, Ryu. I'll give it to you. Ooh. Put him in his place. You too, buddy. Back down you go. No. Ha ha ha. Ah, it's mine. Ha ha ha. Again, yeah, if you didn't know how to read, well, this is ha 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 ha. It's not very difficult, but the earlier games like this had a dialogue during their cinematics, but if you didn't know how to read, you'd be screwed. Ninja Gaiden Act 5. Alright, so from the last cinematic, as you saw, we were brought back down to the pits of the temple. Ryu has to fight his way back up. And this is Act 5, so this is the before last act of the game. The levels are quite fast. And especially with me cutting the video and continuing on from where I died, it's actually quite, it goes quite quickly. Look at that jump. Oh, that was good. I hated those things. They took forever to destroy too. Only one sword swipe wouldn't do it. You'd have to hit them like 3 times. See what I mean by those jumps? They're quite difficult to make. And those enemies throwing axes and throwing bones and stuff like that, well, that's, you know, again, another indication as to how Tecmo wanted to approach, you know, Ninja Gaiden. As far as I know, they've taken ancient stories, you know, and brought them to light in modern times. And here we are, on the edge, on the outside of the temple. Now we have to work our way up. But essentially, yeah, I was just saying, like, you know, Ninja Gaiden, obviously the creators wanted to create a game that had a lot to do with the past. And this mythology, this ninja mythology of sorts. And the roots, the origin of, you know, ninjutsu, or whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, there's a lot of Castlevania references here, and I guess it's more apparent now than it was to me before when I first started playing this game. But, as you can tell, I'm not going to be making it past this next section without continuing on to Ninja Gaiden Part 5. But as you can tell here, we're nearly at the end. This is the side-scrolling level that I die at the end of this. But you'll see me continue this. Oh, this gets very difficult. There's too many enemies on the screen, and so it slows everything down, as you can see there. Very slow. So we'll see you folks in Ninja Gaiden Part 5, which will maybe be the last one, most likely not. So we'll see you then.